Affiliated to this paper, I need freedom from my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinates. Hopped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red is not one trillion. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, you're right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang was different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it, trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life, don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Take it ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice, then I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody who's in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay and everything is looking and sounding good on the screen, please give me a thumbs up or radiation emoji in the chat. If you cannot hear me or things are looking and sounding bad, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who's in the building early. All right. Shout out to my man, Carlton Way. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen, mod extraordinaire. Appreciate you enforcing. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to my man, John Guillory. What's good with you, bro? We got Jared in the building. Shout out to Jared. We got Rosemary Gabbard in the building. Shout out to Rosemary Gabbard. We got my man Detroit 313 in the house. All right. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my man Win Loser Rug. What's good with it, bro? All right. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. All right. A lot of stuff to talk about. The first thing that we're going to talk about, actually the ongoing theme throughout this that we're going to discuss, is the quote unquote correction strategy, right? The quote unquote correction strategy. What is the correction strategy? The correction strategy is the highest likely opportunity for people to be able to get a Bitcoin in the current situation of the world, right? From what a lot of technical indications have shown, it has shown from multiple research firms that conditions may come together where there may be a range of time where a $80,000 Bitcoin is available. How do you get your Bitcoin? Let me ask you guys this question. Is it easier to get an $80,000 Bitcoin or a $150,000 Bitcoin? Let me know in the chat. Because of that, it is my belief that people should have a quote-unquote correction strategy. The correction strategy means you have assets set aside to be ready to catch those dip Bitcoin prices when they come so that you can attempt to put one together at a smaller price. Okay? Pretty common sense, right? Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9. Shout out to Emperor Rex. What's good with it? Right? So we are going to get into that, all right? But what people don't really understand for the most part is that most of the Bitcoin, if you ask me, is already bought up. What's going to happen is you're going to see prices hyperinflate. It's going to hyperinflate. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be to the point where, you know, you might be getting a couple bytes or, you know, kilobytes. You know what I'm saying? So Satoshi, right? And even the Satoshis, right? It's going to be some point when the Satoshis is worth $21 million. That's coming. You know what I'm saying? At that point, people with Bitcoin will be in the sky, but that's way down the line. Probably our great grandkids. You know what I'm saying? They'll still be enjoying the wealth that we make today, right? So we're going to talk about the market too, all right? We also going to put some things together. Let me ask you guys this question. Is it your fourth straight day of gains? If it's your fourth straight day of gains, put some rockets in the chat, put some fire in the chat, all right? We're going to take a look at some 2025 preliminary information, all right?
Decisive December choppiness that dropped the average stock by more than 6%. And what are the crucial catalysts to watch from here as January unfolds? Here to take on those questions is Fun Stretch Tom Lee, a CNBC contributor, of course. Tom, good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
So first off, Tom, what's your diagnosis of what the market's been contending with here in the last several weeks as we've gone sideways and had sort of this negative skew toward market breadth?
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Shout out to everybody who was watching a crypto portfolio yesterday. What was your best performing coin yesterday? Everybody let me know what their best performing coin was yesterday.
Markets kind of did flail into the end of last year and the first day of 2025. And I think it was trying to digest a few things, you know, that the pretty dramatic move in long-term yields and the dramatic drop in yields in China. I think that there has been some concerns about macro as you saw some events over the past few days. And I think there was general profit taking and some sort of like, let's wait and see how 2025 is, given we just booked 20% back-to-back years.
And do you think that...
Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Doge. Yeah, Doge did real well yesterday. What was Doge's highest percentage increase yesterday? Shout out to Jared. Jared said XRP. Win Loser Rug said Solana and ETH. Man, you guys, you guys need to expand your risk index. You know what I'm saying? You guys need to expand your risk index. You know what I'm saying? It was some, there was, listen, DGen increased yesterday about 45%, man. DGen increased about 45% yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Those things will remain overhangs. I mean, obviously, You certainly have a bullish orientation. You feel as if the S&P 500 can get to 7,000 by mid-year before perhaps a pullback. Well, if we're getting from here to 7,000.
Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Lloyd Sky 9 said XRP, XLM. Nobody had any. Listen, man. Nobody had any of this token called Layer 3. L3. Somebody do me a favor and see what L3's return was yesterday and throw it in the chat.
In less than 6 months, you're talking about 35% annualized pace of gain. So how do we get there?
Well, I think one thing the viewers need to keep in mind is that just because the calendar year changed doesn't mean.
Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, I trade with decent size, so I avoid a lot of tokens. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I mentioned L3. Yeah. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said XRP, Doge, Ethereum, BTT. I'm not sure what BTT is. Tron, Solana, Litecoin. No, that's not Litecoin. LTE is not Litecoin. What's LTE? ADA, Cardano, and HBAR. So shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, I've been looking for more obscure coins to buy. Yeah, that's that's the trick. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell me what L3's return was yesterday? And also look at DGen. What was DGen yesterday? Oh, BitTorrent. Yeah, I remember BitTorrent back in the day. You remember when you might be too young, Detroit 313. BitTorrent used to be like a file sharing program that came out, and it was like it used the same type of software and protocols that Napster used to use. If I'm not mistaken, BitTorrent had came out, I want to say it was between Napster and LimeWire. You remember the iMesh days? iMesh with the ladybug?
In that the strength that we saw throughout 2024 suddenly has evaporated. There are tailwinds building because the Fed is dovish, even if they're making fewer cuts. But I think one of the sort of two important things happening early in 2025.
Yeah, Pengu was up real good yesterday. What about MOG? How about anybody buy any MOG? I told y'all to get some L3 a while ago. I told y'all to get VVS Finance a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Told y'all to get some DGen over the summer and sit on it. You know what I'm saying? My risk profile is on point.
5 is going to be one. We're seeing manufacturing recover. The ISM manufacturing, posted one of the highest readings in almost 2.5 years. I mean, it's been below 50 basically for nearly 3 years. And the second is that I think the labor market could be softening in a way, because whether you look at link-up data or the ISM employment, to tell us that the Fed now has to be focused back on supporting the economy. So I think this month could be quite decisive in the sense that we've got weakness because of some insecurities building, but I think it's, the same tailwinds are in place. I mean, I think it's still a buy the dip kind of market.
And
now let me ask you guys this question. How many people would agree with him? It's a buy the dip type of market right now. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Jared. Jared says, what's the tax rate once you sell it? I don't sell. I don't sell my crypto. You know what I'm saying? I hoard crypto. I don't sell it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, I didn't get the alert to buy MOG until I was at work. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Yeah, super buy the dip, bro. Facts. Y'all ain't checked out L3, man. How much did L3 go up yesterday? How much did DGen go up yesterday? Take a look at it.
in terms of perhaps the same themes being in place, does that mean that the leadership profile of the market you expect to stay similar to 2024? I mean, I know it's waxed and waned between mega cap growth leadership and then some broader.
Yeah, shout out to Win Loser Rug, bro. Facts. That's a question for a facts. That's a question for a tax professional. Big facts.
Participation, but we did finish again with dominance by the NASDAQ 100 tech
stocks.
Investors still are going to pay for earnings visibility.
Woo! Shout out to Jared, man. Throw some flames in the chat for Jared. 28% for L3, man. 28% for L3. What about DGen? What about DEGEN? Ooh, man, listen, shout out to Carlton. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Shout out to John Guillory. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug. Listen, man. Hey, y'all better make sure y'all got y'all 1,000 crow together. I want to see wallets. Y'all got y'all 1,000 crow? Yeah, I'm selling wolf tickets, baby. Y'all better make sure y'all got that 1,000 crow locked in.
And that's why I think the Mag 7, including NVIDIA, are going to be important holdings. But financial conditions should ease this year. Easing financial conditions does allow some cyclicals to post better earnings growth, like financials and regional banks, industrials, and
shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Lloyd Sky 9 said, I need to get some crow. Yeah, you need to get some for you, and you need to get some for me, bro. You know, because I'm coming for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming for y'all, man. You need to get you some, and you need to get me some, bro.
Small cap. So I think that there should be a case for broadening of the markets this year. And then finally, I think in terms of risk appetite, still one of the good measures to look at how risk appetite is to look at something like Bitcoin. And at 97,000, it's still telling us that, this is still a risk on market.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's held almost all of its gains since that little poke above 100,000 in Bitcoin. Although I do wonder what you make of the relatively heavy outflow we were seeing in the BlackRock ETF that holds Bitcoin, whether it was just sort of.
So now I want you guys to, do you guys see, pay attention to the news. They're not ever talking about the inflows, right? You go on the news and all of a sudden they just suddenly start talking about the outflows from the ETFs and never talk about the massive accumulations into the ETFs. We're going to talk about the massive accumulations into the ETFs, okay? We're going to talk about the massive accumulations into the ETFs. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please subscribe to the channel wherever you are watching from, all right?
Deferred profit taking into a new tax year or something else?
It's hard to tell. And I think with the ETFs, it is creating, I think, an interesting dynamic, which is that someone who sells a BlackRock ETF doesn't have a 30-day holding period if they buy another Bitcoin ETF. So I think in some ways, you can see people doing basis swaps and stepped up in tax optimization strategies and not really having to worry about that 30-day holding period.
Now, I want to ask you guys this question. How many people think that the market would look this good if Kamala Harris won the election? If you all think that the markets would be this good and you would have made as much money as you've made on the first 4 days of this year and all of the days last year after the inauguration, if you think you would have made that much money under a Harris administration, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree and you don't think that you would have made as much money, then give me a thumbs down. Now, let me ask you guys a question for you. Which economy is better for you? This one where you're looking at your cryptocurrency wallet increase by about $1,000 a day, or your cryptocurrency where it was at the beginning of 2020? Let me know what you guys think. We're going to take a look at another video.
Investors are looking for how to approach Trump 2.0. For more on this, I want to bring in Jay Pulaski, TPW Advisory's founder. Jay, I always love speaking with you.
Now, I want to ask you guys this question because we see lots of people in the way that they're quote unquote approaching Trump 2.0, right? We've never approached this from anything on this channel other than a money standpoint and cultural issues. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, interestingly, right, there is a particular issue with money, quote unquote, associated with, quote unquote, our culture, right? What is that issue? Somebody let me know what that issue is. So, being that that is the truth, being that that is a undeniable fact, my question is, how can wealth generation be something that people are opposed to. Somebody make that make sense. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug says, definitely not. People would have prepared for another 4 years of hostile anti-crypto policy. Facts. And the way that the election was covered on YouTube, I don't think that there was very many people even talking about the crypto element of the election. Not very many people were talking about it. We were trying to figure out why they weren't. We know why they weren't, but we were, just wanted to get it confirmed.
Because you have such a global view, but you also obviously look at what we're seeing domestically here. And you had that big capitulation on election night after the win of Trump, which you had not necessarily anticipated. How have you changed your outlook for 2025 in the months since we got that election result?
Now, let me ask you guys this question, all right? I got to ask you guys this question. Is the market reaction to a Trump presidency related to people's reaction to the Trump presidency? Is that true? If that's true, give me a thumbs up. If that's not true, give me a thumbs down. Because I'm trying to figure out why the market is reacting the way that it's reacting. Nobody's mentioned the crypto explosion as part of Project 2025, did they? Why did they spend so much time on Project 2025 and didn't spend any time on this? Everybody who talked about it. I don't believe that the people that you all love want you all to be rich or prosperous. You can continue to believe it. Have enough belief even for me, because I don't. But the evidence to me tells me that this information was kept for most people. And that's just unfortunate. Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way said the crypto bros made Harris lose. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, how many content creators, quote unquote, talked about the impact of the quote unquote crypto bros on the 2024 election? We need to continue asking that question. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says the reason why Biden won't push crypto because since Trump has lost the 2020 election and the market just went neutral at the normal market price when it did not inflate for a reason. How come nobody was talking about this? We talked about it a lot. I guess it just wasn't what people wanted to hear. Let me ask you guys this question. $250,000 Bitcoin. Is that something that you all want to hear? I want to make sure I got the right people here.
Yeah, thanks, Madison. Great to see you, and thanks for that reminder. That was a tough night. But look, as we see it, there's a lot going.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. I would not disagree with that at all. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said there are 50 million crypto holders that made Kamala Harris lose. Yeah, and a lot of money, like the money that Ripple donated to Trump, the money that Coinbase donated to Trump, the meetings at Mar-a-Lago with the Crypto.com CEO. How come nobody talked about that? All of the big, giant content creators that everybody loves so much, they didn't tell you guys about that. And they also knew that a lot of people probably wouldn't go and research it either. That well.
Going on. And right now, today even, you have an oversold condition in bonds. You have stocks that have flipped in a matter of weeks from being overbought. with excessive enthusiasm to being
Shout out to Mr. King. What's
oversold.
good with it,
Probably
bro?
the worst 5 or 6 day run for the S&P in 50 or 60 years. You have a dollar that's overbought and seems to be wanting.
Look, I want you guys to look at these. Let me ask you guys this question. Do you guys see these percent increases in the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average? How annoyed would you be if this was what your crypto gains look like? Once you deal with cryptocurrency and crypto gains, you look at this and just you be like, this is a waste of time right here. This is a waste of time.
To break out. And then at the same time, you have commodities catching a bid, which is quite unusual. Dollar strength and commodity strength do not typically go together. And that last one for us is really, really important because our view is that we're in the early to mid stages of a long cycle, which we calculate from 2023 to 2027 or beyond. And that is really being driven by a complementary global growth cycle and a global equity bull market. And they reinforce each other by the earnings channel. And so if commodities are able to sustain a breakout, then that would reinforce this idea of a global growth recovery driven really by stimulus in Europe, led by Germany, which is facing stagnation. And then in Asia, led by China, which is facing deflation. And so we really see President-elect Trump as a positive policy catalyst.
Yeah, I got to agree. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says that's definitely a waste of time if they invest in S&P, Dow Jones Industrial Average, SWP 500, and NASDAQ. Yeah. Yeah, and what's crazy about it is that people are banking their retirement on those kind of returns. And those kind of returns, look at them. Look at them. How is that kind of return going to keep up with inflation? And this is what people are working their entire life to put their money into these low return investments. And then crying about being broke. And if you're not listening, let me ask you guys this question. Is there a serious conversation about generational wealth that leaves Bitcoin out of the conversation? Is there a serious conversation about generational wealth that leaves Bitcoin out of the conversation? Let me know.
Abroad, going to reinforce the need for stimulus in Europe and in China, and kind of a chaos agent at home, as we've already seen with the attempts or the near closing of the government just a week or two ago. And we think that is being reflected in interest rates, which are up, almost 100 basis points. A lot of that due to concerns about the deficit and the economic policy mix under the president-elect.
It's such a fascinating view on.
Yeah, shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Facts. Detroit 313 is cooking. Facts. And that's facts, bro. Actually, there are news are talking about it, but they aren't listening because they was watching MSNBC with Joy Reid and ABC with The View. Bro, facts. If y'all agree with Detroit 313, throw some flames in the chat. Now, here's the question, right? Those people that Detroit 313 is talking about, these are the very same people that talk about they work too much, they don't have any money, they can't get ahead. But when there's opportunities to get ahead and people giving them a step-by-step playbook in order to do it, they don't want to listen. So what I'm imploring people to do is stop believing these people. The reality is that everybody is fine with how the situations are today. It's only those of us who are actually forward-looking, who are trying to put things together for the future, who actually see and identify an issue and are trying to deal with it. Everybody else, for the most part, they just want to have a chat section block party. We having a chat session blockchain party, and it's gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with you, bro?
The end of some of that global weakness that we have been seeing, Jay. Do you think that also comes alongside a waning of the U.S. exceptionalism that's seen the likes of record-breaking U.S. equity ETF inflows in 2024?
Yeah, you nailed it, Madison. I mean, that's exactly it, right? I mean, U.S. assets are priced for perfection. They trade at record valuation premiums versus the rest of the world, whether you're talking about stocks or the dollar. We're completely, well, not completely, but very dependent on foreign inflows into the treasury market. We have huge treasury maturities that need to be rolled over in 2025. And so foreigners are more heavily invested than they've ever been in U.S. finance.
Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said, even not the Black Manosphere talking about this, they stay busy talking feminism and 50-50, while yet they don't have a solution. When Passport Bros blew up, they have a solution. Yeah, bro, make it make sense. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, that's when the truth comes out. Often you can see it clearly on people's face. They don't believe in themselves, or it sounds like it's too much work. Facts. And I mean, look, check this out, man. We do all the research. We, for the most part, are a pro bono research firm. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. For the most part, we are a pro bono research firm. You don't even have to do any research. It's again, like I said, we're going to lay out the pathway, and we're going to have all of the examples. We're going to have all of the evidence. And on December 31st of 2025, we all going to be at the finish line. And once we're at that finish line and we mark our flag in that finish line, no more can people sit there and say they can't do it. No more can people sit there and say they weren't told. We've just eliminated all of that. We've just eliminated all of it. And we're going to be eliminating more stuff.
Financial assets. U.S. investors are heavily invested, particularly in equities, and no one owns commodities. No one owns emerging markets. No one owns non-U.S. And so, yes, we are positioning for a shift in what has been a long-running trend since really the bottom in 2009, the great financial crisis. U.S. assets have
shout out. It's actually lazy. It's actually lazy. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, bro, being told what to do is so much easier than having initiative and being self-sufficient. Facts. And it also takes the responsibility of your self-custody off of you. People don't think that people can see through that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says, when they say crypto is a scam, watch me pull up 2025 Lincoln Navigator. Bro, facts. Again, now these very same people that say that Bitcoin is a scam will literally quote a lot of the information like what I have up on the screen. Yo, shout out to More Money. More Money said FWOG token price possible 50x bull run, bullish low cap. Yo, bro, I'm on it. I got FWOG. I got Godius Maximus, man. I got all them little cartoons, bro. I got them all. Just like Pokemon. Them little meme coins, bro, they like Pokemon. That's like adult Pokemon, bro. I'm out here Ash meme coin catch them. For real. Yeah, I messed with FWOG. It went lit yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to More Money.
Outperformed, led by technology. Our view is that the U.S. story is going to start to deteriorate while the rest of the world is going to start improving their policy mix. Again, led by Germany, which really has to act. We think they're going to act after they
listen. Now, shout out to Detroit 313. Yo, bro, you should actually join the Discord. Yeah, Fartcoin is wild. All them degen coins. What people don't even know about the degen market. Like before you even get to actual crypto exchanges, you could blow up on some degen. You know what I'm saying, on pump.fun for real.
They have a new election in the spring in China, which is facing, a national security issue, arguably, where they have an export-dependent economy with President-elect Trump threatening 60% tariffs. They know that they have to stimulate domestic demand, and they are doing so in part to fight deflation. So there's a domestic policy.
Listen, do you guys, shout out to the people in the Discord. Do y'all remember when we first start tracking the degen plays? Remember when that Bruno the dog had won that contest, and I was like, yo, check pump.fund and see if they had a Bruno the dog token on there. And they already had like 6 of them, and half of them had higher market caps than the coins that's already on the exchanges. Do y'all remember that? If y'all remember that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said Fartcoin is AI. Yo, we actually gonna talk about AI too. We're actually going to talk about AI today, the AI agents.
Process that encourages stimulus outside the U.S. And there's the fear of President-elect Trump reinforcing that. And that's why we say we view Trump as a positive policy catalyst abroad. And that's not a normal or consensus view. But we think that suggests that there's really an opportunity. And here's the point we want to really make.
So now, look, check this out, right? Did you hear what this dude said? He said that with Trump in office, there's really an opportunity, right? Now, I agree, right? And I've been saying this since the election. If Trump, what people need to do is you need to understand that the candidate that you care about, the candidate that you love, may or may not win. And what you need to be is you need to be positioned and leveraged so that whoever is in office, you are prepared to take full advantage and take full exploits of whatever it is they lay out, not just sitting around in a puddle of tears, soaking salt into your clothes, crying. With Trump in office and billions of dollars on the table, why would anybody not try to take their part of that? You gonna sit around with a picket sign, or you gonna put together your private keys and try to get paid? Which one you gonna do? I'm not sitting around with no picket sign, man. I'm putting my private keys together and I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Year 3 in a bull market, and that's what we're in the U.S., year 3, tends to be a kind of rest year, single-digit type returns. And so that's a perfect environment for non-U.S. to do well, because you and I both know when the U.S. is up 25% like last year, nobody cares about non-U.S. When the U.S. goes down 15%, everything goes down more. So a kind of quiet rest year where the U.S. can kind of catch up to the multiple expansion it's enjoyed in the last couple of years.
I want my vision. I want as many of my subscribers to be millionaires by the end of 2025. And I want you all to be millionaires. I want you all to be happy. I want you all to be able to take care of your family. I want you all to be able to show people how easy it was. I found this YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time on there. We laugh, we joke, we talk about economics and finance and crypto. And, you know, man, I'm so glad that I found this channel because, man, I made more money watching this YouTube channel than I did at my 9-to-5 for the last year. That's what I want. That's what I've been working for. The people that been on my channel forever, they'll tell you, yes, that is what I want for my channel. You know what I'm saying? That is what I want for my channel. That benefits me. That benefits you all. It's a win-win situation for everybody. And we're going to get there because it's not that hard. It's a simple math equation that adjusts on a day-to-day basis. And all you got to do is just put the keys together and adjust it. How many people down for that? If you're down for that, throw some flames up in the chat. If you're not down for that, well, then give me a thumbs down and boo us along the way.
Is perfect for the non-U.S. markets to kind of make a move. And so we're watching emerging markets very carefully, led by China, which, again, few people recognize and understand, but China large cap stocks actually outperformed the S&P in dollars in 2024.
It's a great point and a really important view to remind our viewers of, Jay, especially given the weakness we saw in China stocks to kick off the year, and also dollar China breaking through that 7.3 level for the first time since late 2023 this morning. We'll have to bring you back to talk all things China stocks next time, Jay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about international stuff too, because again, I can't wait till I finally get time to where I'm able to do the call-in show, because we got to talk about what's going on in China. Shout out to my man Eric Jenkins. It's going down, bro. You in the right place. You in the right place. Now, again, shout out to the people that's new here, right? And you know, you always got to make sure that you establish your reputation. How many people in the comment section have made a decent amount of money just from the insights and knowledge that they have received watching the channel and applying some of the things that we talk about in the Discord? Give your black light testimonial. Give your black light testimonial in the chat. Oh, man. So we're going to take a look at this real quick, all right? Take a look at this Bitcoin momentum, right? Because there's a couple different places that Bitcoin can go. It's going to go all of them. The thing is that the place where Bitcoin shoots the fastest, the longest, and the hardest is what is probably going to get the most attention, but it doesn't mean that the other things are not happening. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said never would have bought XRP without that random 15-minute stream, bro. And if you bought XRP on that night, you're still in, like, you still have gains. You know what I'm saying? He said, right, my bad, spontaneous, right? Shout out to Kareem. Kareem needed Discord. All right, I got you, bro. Let me throw this video on real quick.
Reached new highs in 2024, hitting the $100,000 mark in mid-December. It's since pulled back from its highs. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF saw record outflows on Thursday. So what's ahead, for Bitcoin and crypto in the year to come? We've got Andy Bear, who's the CoinDesk Indices Managing Director, joining us in studio. Great to see you. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
All right, so coming off of a all-time high that we saw set in 2024, at the very end here, what lies ahead for crypto? What's going to be the major, dare I say, catalyst that really takes this market by storm?
Let's remember how 2024 is a blockbuster year. It got so much done. The ETFs, the interest rate cycle beginning to
halving happened,
and then the election. So, but all that performance came in two clumps. In the first quarter, we had the ETF mania, and that drove performance. We had a really slow summer. And then we had between September 18th and December 18th, between the two Fed meetings, that's when everything returned. The election was during that period. So the first thing that, looking ahead, performance like that's going to come in clumps again, right? Crypto tends to move in these kind of momentum cycles. And so we have to be patient during the quiet times. We have to get excited. So for most investors, you have to think really long.
And you don't be quiet during the quiet times. It's not what you do. During the quiet times, that's when you accumulate. That's when you get your shopping cart. That's when you get your wallet, your shopping cart, you know what I'm saying, and get it cracking. Shout out. Look, listen. One of the best decisions that you all ever made, was stacking during the summer. Do you see how far ahead that put you all? You really see. Now, look, shout out a lot of people, right? A lot of people have never really seen, you know what I'm saying, gains like this, right? All the little stacking that we did during the summer, day one of 2025, it's got your wallet looking crazy. We're not even 4 days in yet. We haven't even hit the corrections yet, man. It's about to be lit. It's about to be lit, man. This is about to be a historic year.
Term. But let's just remember there's going to be some great periods and there's going to be some quiet periods coming ahead. We just have to be prepared for that.
Talk to me about this question of froth in the market, and I know you're already laughing, but so many of the investors we talk to say once Bitcoin hits 150, 200K, that's an indication that we're about to have a market sell-off because there's just way too much risk appetite. How do you rate?
Now, this is a good conversation that we need to pay attention to, because this is going to take us right into where we're going. All right, this is going to take us right into where we're going. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed that like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
celebrate that call?
Today is the 16th anniversary of the Genesis block. So January 3rd, 2009. So we have a very young asset class here. And we have these 4 areas of adoption momentum that started to get traction last year. We have sovereign, right, for strategic reserves.
Yeah.
We have corporate, right, with pitches being made to Microsoft. We have institutional. We still don't have a broad pension fund or insurance company holdings, of Bitcoin. We have an advisory and retail, which we've had some retail, but advisory is still early stages. So the adoption momentum, when you think ahead, is just getting off to a start. And the dialogue change between this time last year and today has been huge. So you can't really look at Bitcoin and think of it as something that has a valuation cycle like a 500-year-old asset. It's still brand new. Adoption momentum for Bitcoin is going to do 2 things. It's going to continue to support a medium to long-term price. And it also, over time, we believe, help to dampen volatility.
What are the keys to regulation that need to come forward, even after we saw the broader crypto landscape really kind of cheer some of the cabinet picks from President Trump, President-elect Trump?
So for Bitcoin, doesn't really need that much more, right? We have pretty solid CFTC regulatory framework, futures, ETFs, options on ETFs. Really, all you need more is for people to get on board and to get educated. For the rest of the market, think about stable coins, right? There's 200 billion of stable coins right now in total, value locked. Some are predicting that might double.
And we're going to talk about the stable coins, right? And here's one of the reasons why. Because what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to understand, like the floodgates. Imagine a money tsunami, right? Imagine like you're sailing in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice day, right? You're on a cruise ship, and then you look, and then you see this giant wave, and it's just a big, giant wave of money. All right? It's a big, giant wave of money, and it's coming to engulf the boat. You're scared you're going to drown because it's so much money. The dam is about to break on all of this money that's about to flood into the cryptocurrency space. I don't think people really understand. And it's going to be coming from all angles. Just like buckets of money flowing into crypto. We're going to show you where it's all coming from and where it's going. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say this. These estimated buckets of money that are about to be dumped onto cryptocurrency, that is going to be the catalyst that drives the market expansion. That is going to be the catalyst that drives the price increases. This year is going to be an altcoin season for the books. You know how they say millionaires are going to be made? Not this altcoin season. Not this altcoin season. This altcoin season, billionaires are going to be made. Billionaires are going to be made. And I'm going to, especially in the DeFi sector. Okay. And the reason why is because the DeFi sector is the sector of cryptocurrency that is laying the framework to bridge traditional finance with the cryptocurrency market. Once that bridge has been created, once that bridge has been made secure, and once that bridge has been made efficient to where people can transverse back and forth over it, the money will flow faster because the vehicle is efficient, and you will see returns so fast and so high that you have never seen in your entire life. This is a huge world transition that people don't even really understand the magnitude of. They don't even understand what's about to take place.
This year.
Isn't that a net knock, though, to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, if it's stable coins that get more of the regulation?
Where do those stable coins trade? They need a blockchain, right? Tether, Circle, they're not blockchains. They're tokens that sit on Ethereum. They may sit on Solana. They need blockchains, right? One of the reasons we think we saw Ethereum rise so much after the election is the use cases are going to come in. If stablecoin legislation gets passed this year, which many think it will, those stablecoins have to trade and settle somewhere. So this is the beginning of the kind of smart contract platform rally. Now, many people think a lot of that's going to remain on Ethereum, and that's a safe place to be. But there's a bunch of layer ones, right? And so investors aren't really sure. Solana was really popular over the past couple of years for ETFs and for meme coins. That did a lot better. So investors have to think about where all of these things are going to trade, what kind of tokens and projects are going to support them, what's going to happen in DeFi with Uniswap and Chainlink. There's just a lot of things. And the last time we were on, we were talking about how Ripple and Stellar were taking off after the election. So right now, investors have a conundrum. I'm sure you're getting the same questions I was getting over the holidays. What crypto should I buy?
Everybody.
Right? Everybody, not just Bitcoin anymore. People should, look into Bitcoin and have it as a macro asset.
And I mean, let me ask you guys this question. It's wild to watch. Here's the thing that's crazy, right? Think about how insane this is. People are going to actually bypass like watching content like what I make to watch this and call this, quote unquote, the experts. Like, think about that. Think about that. Think about that. People will, because I'm a YouTuber, right? People will bypass my content and listen to this. Like, these people haven't been in crypto since 2017. They have no track record. Like, it's wild, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The rest, it's a pretty complicated picture. We just know growth is ahead. As an indexer, of course, we like CoinDesk 20, which was up 88% last year, over 20 tokens. But the top winners there were ones that very few people had on their bingo cards, right? Mm-hmm. Very few people thought that Ripple would be the #1 performer last year. So it's going to be hard to plot exactly. Token picking and timing are going to be difficult. But with the regulatory tailwinds and the adoption momentum, we think the whole space is going to do super well.
Final 30 seconds. These outflows in the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, 300 million pulled on.
Now, I want you guys, again, this is the third news clip that we've seen where they've harped and harped and harped and harped and harped on the BlackRock ETF with the money coming out of it. Do you guys think that that's possibly to try to shake people out of the market? If you guys think that that's possibly to shake people out of the market, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man, Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, facts. The channels with less than 10,000 followers have the best info. No normies. Bro, facts. We're all extremists.
Thursday, the most since the launch. Much ado about nothing?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of, these are very big and very liquid ETFs. So I think inflows and outflows are easy to look at. Might have been tax related, might have been profit taking in the beginning of January. Who knows? And a lot of these ETFs are used in arbitrage strategies versus futures. They're not just necessarily buy and hold. I tend to maybe get a little bit nervous about day-to-day inflows and outflows. Our trend indicators are neutral for Bitcoin and Ether right now. We're just not in one of these big rally periods, right? We're kind of taking a break since December 18th.
Now, mind you, look at this is what's so funny. He says we're not in a rally period. So I want you guys to keep that into perspective, right? Keep that in perspective.
The next momentum rally, we'll see what happens, but we're pretty sure it's going to be a broad rally.
All right, Andy, optimism. Thank you.
All right, so there's that. All right. So again, it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a video from CNBC. All right. We're going to take a look at a video from CNBC that's talking about AI partnerships and how they could drive Bitcoin mining stocks higher in 2025. All right. And this is very important. This is very important because once we hit our goals, one of the things that it would not be a bad idea for people to do is to start diversifying. Now, me personally, I've already started diversifying my portfolio. I'm diversifying my portfolio into quote unquote Bitcoin balance sheet investments. All right. Bitcoin balance sheet investments. And I told you guys about Bitcoin balance sheet investments yesterday. Let me ask you guys this. What is a Bitcoin balance sheet investment? Let me know in the comment section.
Today, Bitcoin hovers at the $97,000 level to close out the week. Do Kwon reportedly pleads not guilty in U.S. federal court. And Brian Dobson of Clear Street shares what could drive gains for publicly traded Bitcoin miners in 2025. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Crypto markets are in the green as the first week of 2025 comes to a close. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin inched higher but remained at the $97,000 mark. Ether climbed 3% and Solana rose 5%. Crypto markets have been outperforming broader equities in the first few days of 2025. The S&P 500 index has gained less than 1%, while Bitcoin gained more than 4%. Altcoins have made even bigger gains, with Ether up more than 7%, Solana and XRP jumped more than 12% and 17% respectively, all as of noon Eastern. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Do Kwon reportedly pleaded not guilty to fraud and conspiracy charges tied to the $40 billion collapse of Terra Luna. Reuters reports the former Terraform Labs CEO was in federal court on Thursday when prosecutors unsealed a 79-page indictment against him. Do Kwon's company was behind the failed Terra USD stablecoin, which was supposed to maintain a $1 value using an algorithm. The DOJ alleges Kwon misled investors when he told them the algorithm had restored the stablecoin's $1 value during a depegging event in 2021, when UST fell to 92 cents. In reality, prosecutors say Do Kwon reached an agreement with a trading firm to purchase large amounts of the token to restore its $1 peg. He faces 9 charges, including securities, commodities, and wire fraud, and money laundering conspiracy. His extradition this week ends a months-long battle between the US and South Korea to extradite him from his detention center in Montenegro. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin mining for our main story. Fintech firm Clear Street out with new research this morning, breaking down the outlook for publicly traded Bitcoin miners in 2025. Crypto World's Jordan Smith spoke with Brian Dobson, senior research analyst and managing director at Clear Street, to find out how miners could build out AI infrastructure and leverage their Bitcoin holdings to drive big gains this year.
All right, Brian, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being here. You're out with a new note on the outlook for Bitcoin miners in 2025, and it seems like after a struggle for some in 2024, things might be looking up for some of the publicly traded miners. Walk me through what you found in your note.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me. I agree with you that 2025 is probably going to be a significantly better year for the miners than 2024. And I see 3 key themes emerging, right? So the first is that Bitcoin miners with HODL balances will begin to generate yield on those HODL balances. The second is that there are favorable political tailwinds coming out of the new administration in Washington. And the third is that companies with exposure to high-performance compute will continue to accelerate that migration toward high-performance compute data centers, offering strong revenue growth, high multiples, and better margins for many of the miners.
Yeah, let's start with that high performance compute, if we can go sort of out of order there. It was a real driver for a lot of the stocks you point to, like BitDigital and TeraWulf as examples. We also paid attention on the show to Core Scientific and its partnership with CoreWeave. Many of those miners that use HPC in their business models outperformed pure play miners in 2024 by a pretty wide margin. Should we expect that margin to grow or shrink in 2025? What is your expectation there?
Yeah, I would expect that margin to grow, to expand in 2025, because what you're going to see is a proof of concept developing into a real business for many of these miners. Recently, in December, BitDigital and TeraWulf both signed new HPC contracts, adding significant megawatts to their platforms, showing that they are viable operators of tier 3 data centers. And that level of performance is going to lead to multiple expansion across the space. I mean, you may see some of these Bitcoin miners dabbling in HPC, trading at relative premiums to the mining space, but they're still trading at significant discounts to pure play data center companies with tier 3 exposure.
Yeah, you do call out some pure play miners in this note, specifically CleanSpark and Bitfarms, as best-in-class pure play miners. What makes you so bullish on those, and how do pure play miners compete in this world of growing AI demand and shrinking revenue from mining rewards?
Yeah, that's a great question. So CleanSpark is my top pick for the pure play miners, and they differentiate themselves by their top flight management generating excellent returns on their mining portfolio, right? They are consistently able to increase efficiency and run the fleet at optimum levels, right? And that's their key differentiator. And they can do that because they're fully vertically integrated. I think that in some part, miners that are not quite as adept at...
shout out to DJ Elmo, because DJ Elmo always mentions vertical integration, and we try to reiterate that. And there it is again, mentioned the vertical integration. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What is vertical integration? See, people should really be familiar with these business terms, right? That's a business term. Vertical integration, that's scaling, right? What is vertical integration?
Reaping coin out of their portfolio. We'll need to pivot to other business models such as high performance compute. But if you're an excellent miner and you want to stay there and you're exploring new opportunities for your HODL portfolio, then I think that mining coin will be very profitable throughout 2025, particularly at these price levels, given that the global hash rate has been slow to adjust to a significantly higher coin.
Yeah, I want to go to another point you made in this note.
Now, we're going to actually talk about the global hash rate, but before we talk about it, we're just going to throw a little question out there that you guys can kind of tackle, think about, conceptualize. What part of the world has the highest global hash rate? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. What part of the world has the highest global hash rate?
And it's this idea of securities lending through prime broker partners. Talk about, for people who are unfamiliar, how this would work and involve the Bitcoin ETFs that came out around this time last year.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. So this is still very much in its early days. And there are a few Bitcoin miners that have publicly spoken about generating yields on their HODL balances, but they've given very few details about this. So we did a lot of work over the past few weeks finding out kind of what this would look like. And we think the most likely outcome is via securities lending. And the way this would work, and it does require a rule change from the SEC, but the way that this would work is Bitcoin miners would deliver coin to Bitcoin ETFs who would give them in kind for that coin shares in the ETFs. Then these miners would partner with a prime broker and participate in the stock lending income from those equities, right? So it's the same thing as traditional securities lending, as if someone were going to short shares of IBM or anything else. But now they can do this with a Bitcoin ETF. We think there's demand for that, and there will probably be a low single-digit yield as a result.
One big contingent you mentioned there is regulatory approval through the SEC. Obviously, there's changing leadership happening across Washington, and I'm not going to make you comment necessarily on where you think that's going in general, but I do want to know how much potential exposure or risk Bitcoin miners have to the regulatory environment right now, because there are areas of crypto that do have more exposure, that are paying more close attention to what's happening in Washington. But where do the miners fall in that sort of conversation?
Well, for the miners, this rule about in-kind exchange is very important for generating yield on the HODL balance, right? So roughly, call it over 90% of ETFs can participate in this kind of in-kind exchange via the delivery of traditional underlying equities, right? But the way that the Bitcoin ETFs were approved last January precluded this. So it's not an earth-shattering change. And we think that the new administration, who has publicly stated that it's far more friendly to crypto than the outgoing administration, will take this step to change the regulation at the SEC, right? So that's important for Bitcoin miners. And then the general sense that Bitcoin will be an important part of the economy for the next 50 years and beyond from this administration should be a positive for crypto-related businesses.
We've talked about miners this whole time, but I feel like have to talk about Bitcoin too, the thing that they also care about. It feels like there are more catalysts for Bitcoin than there have been in a very long time, but I also think that comes with a lot of variability and uncertainty. We just don't know what's going to happen with regulation. We don't know what's going to happen.
Now, again, we got more stuff that we got to warm up to, right? Where is the end of the year Bitcoin price? What is the end of the year Bitcoin price? Let me know in the comment section.
Happen with Wall Street adoption? There are just lots and lots of questions right now, but generally, if I can get your outlook for Bitcoin in 2025, is it just straight up from here, given the rally that we saw at the end of 2024? What's your expectation this year?
Yeah, so we try not to put specific price targets on Bitcoin, but my viewpoint is bullish. Certainly, things rarely move in a straight line forever up and to the right, but I think that the overall trend is up and to the right. I think that there's a real use case for Bitcoin. I think that there's a much faster adoption pace through 2025 and 2026. I think there's some key catalysts here, like regular retail investors, everyday mom and pop type of investors having access to the coin via these ETFs. High quality companies putting some of their balance sheet into Bitcoin and generating yield. I think that if there's a use case for generating yield on the portfolio, it makes it easier for corporations also to own Bitcoin and try to generate yield in that manner. So I remain positive on Bitcoin pricing through 2025 and beyond.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World this week. We're back again on Monday. We'll see you then.
All right, so there's that. All right, I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, so now shout out to Win Lose a Rug, right? We're going to talk about these AI agents. All right, what is an AI agent? Let me know what these AI agents are. How many people are invested in AI agents? I'm invested in a few. All right. Why top AI tokens are pumping? Virtuals, AI 16Z, Vader AI, and other agents had a busy holiday. All right. AI agents had just begun their mainstream breakout when I first pulled Bankless AI Rollup co-hosts David Hoffman and Ijaz Ahmadine for their top plays from the emerging sector. Fast forward a few weeks, and a number of these tokens are making record gains. Still, while many tokens rode a wave of investor enthusiasm to new heights, others struggled to gain traction or collapsed under the weight of lofty expectations. Here are how some of the most notable AI agent tokens performed in December. Okay. So virtuals, it's funny. We actually were just talking about virtuals the other day. We were actually just talking about virtuals the other day. Virtuals has done extremely well. And you can find it, of course, on crypto.com. Look at virtuals up there. We stay ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? We stay ahead of the game. Virtuals is a platform for launching tokenized AI agents on the base network. By purchasing agent tokens like Luna and Vader, users on the Virtuals platform gain governance rights over specific agents, enabling them to influence their development and personally share in resulting profits. All right. What's changed? Although daily protocol fee revenues cratered mid-December as degens logged off for the holidays, speculative activity on agent-associated tokens heated up heading into the new year. While Virtuals is once again collecting over $50 million in fees per day, the platform is earning 50% less revenue than it was at the beginning of December. Okay. Since we last reviewed Virtuals, the token has more than doubled in value and now commands an impressive $4.6 billion market capitalization. Virtual token price demonstrated little regard for these stagnating fundamentals and continued on its parabolic pump from late November. All right. Shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, bro? So let me ask you guys this question. How many people think that it wouldn't be a bad idea to, at the very least, track Virtuals? At the very least, just keep an eye on it. Me personally, I don't think it would be a bad idea. That coin looks like it's on fire. I did a quick chart run through last night. Looked pretty solid. When Win Lose a Rug put the information about it in the Discord, I checked it out immediately. Let me ask you guys this question. How many people, would be happy if they saw a quote unquote double in reward? If you guys would be happy if you see that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would not, then give me a thumbs down. I don't think there's anybody that will complain about the price doubling if you were holding a decent amount, right? I don't think anybody would be too upset about that. Since we last reviewed Virtuals, its token has more than doubled in value, so you would have benefited from that, and now commands an impressive $4.6 billion market capitalization. Virtuals token price demonstrated little regard for these stagnating fundamentals and continued on its parabolic pump from late November. All right, so now we're looking at AI16Z. This one has a market cap of $2.5 billion. All right. Launched in October of 2024, AI16Z is an investment DAO managed by Mark Andreessen, an agent modeled after venture capitalist Mark Andreessen that leverages AI and the collective intelligence to buy tokens. Okay. Holders of AI16Z tokens in excess of an unknown threshold will gain the ability to pitch AI Mark investment ideas that can influence his decisions. The bot will then decide how much to trust this advice based on a virtual marketplace of trust. Okay. What's changed? The AI16Z token was absolutely sent during December and rallied over 500%. These are things that people didn't even hear about. 500%. Imagine if you had a little bit sitting in this. If you had a little bit sitting in this, man, listen. You'd have been able to get you a little bit of Bitcoin. Right? You'd have been able to buy you a little bit of Bitcoin. Okay? In a recent governance forum post, AI16Z contributors contemplate the possibility of launching their own agent token launchpad as a shelling point for innovations on the ELIZA framework, postulating that the development of such tooling would further the development of agent bot swarms and multi-chain integrations. All right, so we're getting to where they're doing just a lot of wild stuff. In a recent governance forum post, AI16Z contributors, oh my bad, I read that already. Although AI Mark is still not equipped with its original promise trading functionality. According to the AI 16 FAQs, on-chain trading execution will arrive shortly after the completion of testnet, which is expected to commence soon and run, quote unquote, for a couple of weeks. All right. Next, they got Vader AI. How many people have heard of Vader AI? If you've heard of Vader AI, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to AD. AD says 80K is coming. That's what they say. A lot of these analysts have said that 80K is coming. Now, here's my question. What you going to do with the 80K? When the 80K Bitcoin comes, what's your plan? I know you got a plan, bro. I know you got a plan. When that 80K Bitcoin come, what you about to do with your plan? Tell us what your plan is. Vader AI is an artificial intelligence bot developed to autonomously post content and engage with users on social media. As an agentic KOL, Vader is designed to ingest vast amounts of data with the purpose of identifying emerging trends and audience sentiment. Now, this right here, this coin right here sounds like this could be used to not only create valuable meme coins, but also to create momentum and to gather data. This thing right here sounds kind of useful. The bot claims to be the first to autonomously trade AI agent coins and is on a mission to become the leading agentic investment DAO manager. By coordinating expertise across a network of specialized investment agents, Vader AI hopes to deliver unparalleled investment results and will generate 20% carry on sub-DAO investments in exchange for a service. Yo, I like this bot right here. This one is called Vader AI. I'm going to have to find this bad boy. What's changed? After the team behind Vader AI announced that its first agent-managed investment DAO had achieved a deposit capacity of 50K virtual within 30 seconds of launch on December 20th, the Vader token put in local lows and has done nothing but rally since. Wow. While it is unclear how Vader AI incorporates machine learning in the investment decision process, the Vader team states that its vaults receive preferential investment terms from other agent projects and that all decisions must be approved by investment DAO members. Let me ask you guys this question. What do you all think about Vader AI? Vader AI seems like that needs to be the AI that's on our team. Vader AI definitely need to be part of the squad. So now next is Dolo's Diary. All right. Dolo's Diary is an AI bot designed to post content and interact with users on platforms like Twitter. What sets it apart from other AI-driven influencers is its trollish persona. The bot uses with sarcastic language structures to poke fun at various topics and individuals. In December, the developer behind Dolo's Diary revealed their plans for an ambitious new project called Dolion, a no-code platform that will enable users to deploy their own cross-platform agents in one click. So they're doing something like Pump.Fun, but with the agents. To interact with Dolion, users must burn bully tokens, introducing a source of buy pressure that actively reduces the token supply. So because of the way this token is deflationary, I would be interested in this just because it's deflationary. Anytime there's an automatic mechanism that creates a supply constraint, that tends to create a financial asset that does good when people understand the value in it. Now, mind you, if it's an asset that nobody cares about, nobody sees value in it, how it's structured, it may or may not matter as much, right? But if it's a supply constrained value added asset that depreciates, I think that's for the most part always a winner. Just simply because of the way that it's structured. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely keep an eye on this. All right. Definitely keep an eye on this. Look, there go mine, Godius Maximus. What's changed? Many AI tokens have soared in recent weeks, but Bully reminded investors that not every play from this emerging meta is guaranteed to bear fruit. Not even the promise of no-code agent deployment platform could turn the tide for the token, which peaked at 25 cents on November 27th. Since our last check-in, Bully is down 33%. Although this token found support at the end of December, it remains 68% off of its all-time high. All right. Godius Maximus. In March of 2024, Andy Array tasked 2 AI models to converse with one another about the nature of existence in a project dubbed Infinite Backrooms. Over subsequent months, the models formulated Gospel of the Goat, which is recognized as the first emergent AI religion and takes inspiration from a vulgar 1990 internet meme. Terminal of Truth, a Twitter bot trained on the Infinite Backrooms experiment, was deployed in June. It adopted the religion and has expounded the tenets and token on Twitter in pursuit of virality. Although the GOAT token itself has no utility and is neither formally associated with Andy Array nor Infinite Backrooms, its agenic Terminal of Truth KOL historically resulted to preaching about GOAT meme coin and the gospel of goats to gain social traction. What's changed? GOAT quickly became a WOAT during December after it dropped 50% in 1 week. Despite managing to recover a portion of its losses ahead of this analysis, GOAT appears to be poised to further relative weakness once holders decide it's time to take profits and ape flashier tokens with hotter narratives. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. However, that bad boy jumps really nice. And if you buy it on the dips and sell it on the jumps, you might actually have something there. All right. So yeah, some of those AI projects are pretty interesting. They look pretty cool. Seem like they have some pretty interesting capabilities as well. All right. How many people knew that some top contenders in cryptocurrency recently flipped? Who knows who recently flipped? I'm going to show you guys who recently flipped. And this is one of the reasons why you should do what? This is one of the reasons why you should do what? XRP flips US dollar Tether again to become the 3rd largest crypto by market cap. Now, let me ask you guys this question. As we stand right now, is XRP undervalued? How many people feel that XRP is undervalued? XRP is now the 3rd largest crypto. XRP is coming for Ethereum. So let me ask you guys this. What does a quote unquote price correction for XRP look like? Lots of money to be made, man. Lots of money to be made. XRP previously overtook US dollar on December 1st when it climbed past both Solana and Tether's stablecoin. Okay. XRP has flipped Tether's US dollar Tether stablecoin to claim its spot as the 3rd largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, trailing only Bitcoin. the market cap of XRP surged to 138.98 billion on January 3rd, surpassing US dollar Tether, which saw a $1.6 billion decline in market cap since December 30th, coinciding with the rollout of the European Union's markets in crypto assets regulation. Okay, so they just don't get it. They just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? At the time of the publication, XRP was trading at $2.43, up 17% in the last 14 days, according to CoinGecko. Over the past year, XRP has risen nearly 280%, man. Now, who wants to guess some percentages? What percentage do you all think that XRP will gain by the end of the year, this year? Time is going so fast, that 280% increase, it's almost like nobody, it's like it's old news almost. How many people would agree? It's almost like that. It's almost like it's old news. We're on to other things. That's how fast things are going. And just wait. They're going to start going a lot faster. They're going to start going so fast, you guys not going to know what to do. You guys going to be staying up days at a time and not even realize you stayed up because you're going to be so excited. At the time of publication, XRP was trading at $2.43, up 17% in the last 14 days, according to CoinGecko. Over the past year, XRP has risen nearly 280%. US dollar Tether's decline in market shares comes as the MiCA framework enforces stricter rules for stablecoin issuers. The regulations require stablecoin issuers to maintain full reserves and obtain licenses to operate within the European Union. Okay. On December 13, Coinbase Europe delisted US dollar Tether, citing non-compliance with the MiCA. Coinbase and Circle jointly launched US dollar coin in 2018, and the exchange has an equity stake in the Circle. In March of 2023, US dollar Tether slipped below its $1 peg after Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. Okay. European regulators have yet to confirm whether US dollar Tether fully complies with the MiCA regulations. All right. Now, let's take a look at XRP. XRP gains momentum amid ETF speculation. Now, what is a Ripple ETF going to do to the Ripple price? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, I said in the Discord that time moves different in the crypto world. Bro, it does. It really does. And you tell time by Bitcoin price. You know what I'm saying? It moves different. And you tell time by Bitcoin price. This is stuff that people that ain't into this, they wouldn't understand it. They don't get it. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time XRP has flipped US dollar Tether. On December 1st, XRP flipped both Solana and US dollar Tether in market cap ratings. XRP's recent rally began after Donald Trump's victory in the United States presidential election on November 5th, which boosted broader market sentiment driven by expectations of pro-crypto policies under the incoming administration. Okay. Speculation around a spot XRP exchange-traded fund has also fueled XRP's momentum. On December 2nd, Wisdom Tree became the fourth company to file for a spot XRP ETF with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, joining Bitwise, Canary Capital, and 21 Shares. Bitwise and 21 Shares were also among the first issuers of a spot Bitcoin ETF in January of 2024. XRP's outsized price performance comes amid Ripple Labs launching Ripple US Dollar, a US-backed stablecoin, on December 17th. The stablecoin is set to integrate into Ripple payments in early 2025 to facilitate cross-border transactions for enterprise clients. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people think that the United States is going to leverage Ripple as one of its quote-unquote American companies? What do you guys think? If you guys think that that's going to happen, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, then give me a thumbs down. The stablecoin is set to integrate Ripple payments in early 2025 to facilitate cross-border transactions for enterprise clients. RLUSD has already amassed a market cap of $72 million, according to CoinGecko. Okay. Tether remains the dominant stablecoin. All right. Despite the dip, Tether continues to dominate the stablecoin market. And Tether's been around for a long time. Tether was around way before US dollar coin. As of December, US dollar Tether accounts for 67.21% of the $204 billion stablecoin market. According to data from DeFi Llama, Coinbase's US dollar coin, the second largest stablecoin, trails behind at $44 billion in market cap. And that's a significant trail. But at the same time, it's not bad, though, because it came out after. You know what I'm saying? Despite ongoing fear, uncertainty, and doubt or FUD, the US dollar Tether user base grew by 11.7% in December, adding 21.9 million new users, up from 19.6 million in November, according to a Dune Analytics dashboard. In comparison, US dollar coin saw a 24% increase in new addresses, with 5.7 million created in December, rising from 4.57 million the previous month. Most US dollar Tether activity remains on Tron, accounting for 53.8% of the addresses. US dollar coin, on the other hand, sees most transactions on Solana, where 30% of its users reside, followed by Ethereum layer 2 and base, or I'm sorry, Ethereum layer 2 base with 6.5%. Okay. So that's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. And we're going to definitely have to keep track of what's going on with these stable coins, because believe it or not, these stable coins, they're going to be just as integral of a part to this financial change in culture that we're having as the DeFi sector. Okay. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all would disagree, then give me a thumbs down. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what Solana has been doing. Because Solana, you know, it tried to perform yesterday. It didn't show up and show out or anything, but it let everybody know that it's still alive. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you guys this. How many people were able to, and shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug for calling those good buying levels on Solana, right? Make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for Win, Lose, or Rug. How many of y'all was able to take advantage of those buying levels? We might not see them, you know, for a while again, at that low at least, depending on what your threshold is, right? Solana rebounds above $200. AAV deposits hit $33.4 billion record. Finance redefined. All right. So again, let me ask you guys this question. Doesn't it seem like there's an organic theme that's shaping up here? There's an organic theme that's shaping up. And if you ask me, this organic theme that's starting to come together is 2025 will be the quote-unquote remodeling of finance. And it will be the remodeling of finance through cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin leading the charge. Interestingly, Bitcoin is attacking a different area of the financial system while cryptocurrency is disrupting the market part of the economy. Bitcoin is coming through, establishing a completely new value standard, which is something completely different than what everybody else is doing. Right? And the actual cryptocurrencies that we know and love, like Ethereum and Solana, those will be the framework. Those will be the foundations of this evolved financial system, this evolved digital finance space, decentralized finance that we see ourselves in moving forward in 2025. Everything's coming together with all the moving parts, and like you can actually see the parts moving in real time, like a giant machine, which, you know, if you understand how this works, it is a giant machine, literally. Several giant machines, as a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? So now here it says Solana rebounds above $200. AAV deposits hit $33.4 billion record. Finance being redefined. Growing investor optimism in anticipation of Trump's inauguration is inviting new capital into the market, which pushed AAV deposits to an all-time high. You guys remember that money tsunami that I was talking about? Now, here's the thing that's important about that money tsunami that I was talking about. The prices of the cryptos are not even really reflecting how much money is in the market. And you got to ask yourself, how is that? How is that? How is so much money going into these things, yet it's not being depicted in the prices? There's always an explanation for that kind of stuff. And usually that explanation will give you your signal on how to proceed when dealing with that asset, which is why it's so important to do research. Okay? Of course, one of the most important reasons to do research is to protect yourself from unnecessary loss or risk, right? But, you know, once you get past that, then you find out the rabbit hole secrets, right? So now here it says growing investor optimism in anticipation of Trump's inauguration is inviting new capital into the market, which pushed AAV deposits to a new all-time high. We're going to see a lot of all-time highs. A lot of new all-time highs coming. Solana's price back above $200 psychological mark, despite $55 million worth of potential selling pressure from Pump.Fund. In the wider crypto space, investor enthusiasm is growing in anticipation of United States President-elect Donald Trump's upcoming inauguration, and the AAV lending platform net deposits have surpassed record highs of the 2021 bull market. Solana price rebounds above $200 following Pump.Fund's 55 million Solana sale. I didn't know anything about that. How many people heard about that? I did not know anything about this $200 million sale that took place. Pump.Fund. I told y'all Pump.Fund is wild, man. Solana's price rose about 10% to more than $200 following a $55 million transfer from Pump.Fund's fee account to Kraken cryptocurrency exchange. Solana made the recovery after a dip to 189 at about 5 o'clock p.m. UTC on January 1st. The price began to rise at around 6 o'clock p.m. after UTC, after the fee account associated with the meme coin launch platform Pump.Fund transferred $55 million worth of Solana to the Kraken exchange. Okay. Can you imagine? That's a lot of Solana. That's how much money we're gonna have, y'all, by the end of the year. We're gonna be transferring big whale wallet deposits like that. Carlton Way already doing that with Crow with Knife. Baller. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at those candles. So now here it says Pump.Fund made 2 deposits to Kraken on January 1st. The first transferred 22.8 million worth of Solana at 4:37 p.m. in UTC, while the second transfer worth 32.7 million occurred at 5:45 p.m. SolScan data shows. AAV net deposits hit 33.4 billion, surpassing 2021 levels. Okay. So what's real important is that people should really see how a lot of these cryptocurrencies are now casually hovering around their all-time high. They're casually breaking their all-time highs. Let me ask you guys this question. How many cryptocurrencies are going to see their old all-time high at support levels very soon? It's almost like that with Bitcoin. It's almost like that with Bitcoin. Net deposits on the decentralized finance platform have hit $33.4 billion, marking a new all-time high for the lending protocol and surpassing levels seen during the 2021 bull market. The protocol also expanded its presence in 2024 by adding BNB Chain, Scroll, ZK Sync, Era, and EtherFi to its supported list of markets. AAV may add several new markets in 2025, pending community approval, including Sonic, Mantle, Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution, Linea, Bitcoin Layer 2 solution, Bob, Spider Chain, and Aptos. Now, do you guys see this? Here's more evidence of all of that money that I keep trying to tell you all about. DeFi experienced a surge in total volume locked and activity following Trump's U.S. electoral victory on November 5th due to expectations of a friendlier regulatory environment and pro-crypto policies. Okay? Solana added $1 billion worth of stablecoins in December. All right? So, I mean, it just keeps on. All of this money is pouring in. And interestingly, it doesn't seem like prices are really reacting in the way that they should. All right. Now, I asked this question before, and I'm about to ask this question again. Where's the majority of the global hash rate coming from? What country? Anybody know? Where's the majority of the world's global hash rate coming from? Somebody take a wild guess. Don't be scared. What is the global hash rate? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, let me guess, China. Let me guess, China. That's a good guess. That is a good guess. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, at this point, MicroStrategy. That's an even better guess. That is an even better guess. U.S. accounts for over 40% of global Bitcoin hash rate. Hash rate dominance continues to be debated due to pseudonymous and geographically distributed nature of Bitcoin mining. Okay. The United States accounted for over 40% of the Bitcoin network's global hash rate, the total computing power securing the Bitcoin protocol at the close of 2024, with two U.S.-based mining pools, Foundry USA and Marapool, accounting for 38.5% of all blocks mined. According to the Miner Mag, Foundry USA grew its hash rate from 157 exahashes per second at the start of 2024 to roughly 280 exahashes by December. Foundry is currently the single biggest mining pool by hash rate, controlling roughly 36.5% of the total hash rate in the Bitcoin network. Data from the hash rate index shows Marapool currently commands approximately 32 exahashes or 4.35% of the total hash power. Despite the increases in computing power, China-based mining pools still control the majority of the hash rate. Black free thinker for the win. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Black free thinker. Appreciate you, Tia. Black free thinker for the win. That was good, bro. Good call. All right. So now let me ask you guys this question. Do y'all think that China already has Bitcoin if that's the case? Hash rate dominance draws debate. In September, CryptoQuant founder and CEO Ki-Young Ju noted that Chinese mining pools controlled 55% of the global hash rate despite a 2021 ban on crypto. How's that work? Chinese miners can circumvent the ban by using virtual private networks which mask their IP addresses to connect to mining pools. Additionally, peer-to-peer apps allow Chinese residents to bypass the national firewall and exchange cryptocurrencies. The geographic distribution of miners, particularly small miners participating in mining pools, also makes it difficult to estimate true hash rate dominance. Okay. Mining pools may have headquarters in one country, but may rely on computing power contributed by miners outside of that particular jurisdiction, the Miner Mag wrote in a September 2024 articles. All right. So now, now look at this. Now they're starting to be concerned about where the power is coming from. Concerns arise over hash rate centralization. Now, look, if you ask me, when people start having debates like this, when we're talking about we're worried about hash rate centralization, this is telling me right here that these people know what's on the horizon. And what's on the horizon is that most of the Bitcoin are already bought. And if most of the Bitcoin are already bought, what does that mean for prices and what does that mean for the supply? That means that when a lot of these places, like the United States and China and all these other countries, when they make the announcement that they're going to start actively buying, the price is going to skyrocket. It's going to skyrocket. It's going to be in the news probably indefinitely. It'll be a historic event. A financial rapture. It'll be something that people have never seen before in their entire lives. And they probably never will see again. This will be a once in an existence result. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. The Veblen effect. All right. The Veblen effect is based on the idea that consumers may believe that a higher price indicates higher quality or that good is a status symbol. Yeah, we see that a lot. People, I don't know why people do it. Psychological, like you said earlier. People buy stuff on that. Like people buy based on that principle. They think that a lot of times people will think just because something is more expensive, that is better. That clearly is not always the case. If people just used simple fundamental rules, they would make a lot better financial decisions. But a lot of times people make financial decisions that are not based on any type of rules. They're not based on any type of laws. They're not based on any type of logic. And this is how you see people making silly purchases. This is why people just can't understand when it comes to investing, buy the floor, sell the ceiling. Like I don't, it's so common sense. You can come up with as many simple analogies or as many simple metaphors as you want. And it's almost just like it doesn't even matter. People they still won't even get it. They still won't even get it. Yeah, shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said they're going to drive Bitcoin higher and higher. Yeah, it's going to be a cascade of events, bro. It's going to be a cascade of events. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. All right? So let me ask you guys this question. What's the problem with hash rate centralization? They're scared of hash rate centralization. Why would anybody be scared of hash rate centralization? Oh, man, they're scared that somebody else is controlling the Bitcoin supply, right? The concentration of computing power into a small set of mining pools has raised alarms among industry executives. In October, Rajiv Kamini, CEO and founder of mining chip manufacturer Aradine, told Cointelegraph that Bitcoin decentralization was a matter of national security. Aradine's CEO warned that critical mining infrastructure, such as application-specific integrated circuits, should not be manufactured within only one jurisdiction to avoid supply chain risks. Kamini added that no country should control a majority of the Bitcoin network's hash rate to keep the decentralized currency as neutral as possible. Okay. What do you guys think about that? I think that that's interesting. The hash rate wars. The hash rate wars hath cometh. You know what I'm saying? So now we are going to talk about the price expectations of Bitcoin because this is what everybody is excited about, man. Now, here's the price predictions that we've heard. $150,000, $250,000, $300,000, $1 million, $2 million. Where's Bitcoin going at the end of the year? Besides in my wallet. Besides finding itself in my wallet, where's Bitcoin going by the end of the year? Yeah, fact. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said it's like if the U.S. controls it, we benefit. But what does that mean for crypto? Right. Absolutely. The candlestick pattern shows sellers are looking to reassert themselves as the hawkish Fed rate projections drive the DXY higher. All right. Beware of Bitcoin's shooting star at record highs. God Bull. Okay. So let's see what they're talking about here. Bitcoin carved out a shooting star candle in December, hinting at a renewed bearishness. December's low is the level to defend for the bulls. The pattern is consistent with macro developments that suggest short-term pain for risk assets. So what are they implying? What are they implying here, guys? What are we going to be seeing pretty soon? Bitcoin carved out a shooting star candle in December, hinting at a renewed bearishness. December's low is the level to defend for bulls. The pattern is consistent with macro developments that suggest short-term pain for risk assets. This sounds like some price shrinkage to me. That's what that sounds like to me. What does it sound like to you? Bitcoin started the new year on a high note after tapping into the six-figure mark in 2024. Most observers expect 2025 to be just as remarkable, with predictions placing Bitcoin at $185,000 and higher. Now, here's the thing, right? Is $185,000 from where Bitcoin is right now? Would anybody really be that impressed? They're talking about all this crazy growth. $185,000 for the most part. That's only 2x right now. So again, like that people keep saying, like, oh my gosh, this price is spectacular. This price is spectacular. But I don't know if 2x, I don't know how explosive of a prediction that is, right? We saw Bitcoin 2x last year. We see Bitcoin 2x all the time. So to me, I'm looking at 185,000 and I'm saying people are psyched out because the number is so high. That's the only reason why people are saying what they're saying, is because the number is so high. They don't understand the behavior of Bitcoin. Who cares that the number is $185,000? $185,000, that's almost like adding 95 together. That's 95 times 95. Bitcoin is nothing for Bitcoin to 2x. So I that's not, to me, like, that's not a wild prediction. It's only psychologically wild because the number is so big. But if you know what Bitcoin does and you scale it back and just use whole numbers, it's the same thing. It's a 2x. Okay? It's a 2x. People will say Bitcoin will never get to 185,000. People should not even talk about Bitcoin in terms of US dollars or prices. People should talk about Bitcoin in terms of whole Bitcoins, and that's just it. Bitcoin will always make dramatic price moves in regards to whatever it's paired with. What should be said, the way to say this sentence to get the proper understanding is that most observers expect 2025 to be just as remarkable, with predictions placing a possible 2x return on Bitcoin. That way, whether Bitcoin is $185,000 or if it's 18,500, it's the factor, it's the factorization that you're looking at, and that factor is 2x. The numbers are just distracting. Most people can't handle them. The reason why somebody like Michael Saylor can handle those numbers is because he's an engineer. He's a physicist, I believe. And you're dealing with those type of high numbers and low numbers all the time, scientific notation and exponents and different things like that. So those kind of things don't shake him. But the average person is not really dealing with these large and small numbers like that. So it's easy to psych normal people out. Okay. Carlton Way said, hopefully another illness doesn't hit and crash crypto. Listen, it's going to crash. I'm going to be the first one to deploy the airbags and collect. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be right outside with a mask on, with the airbags deployed, collecting the crypto. Oh, the market crash? Bet. Hold on. Let me go get mine real quick. So now here it says the road, however, may not be as straightforwardly bullish as expected. The recent price action suggests sellers are looking to reassert themselves, raising the possibility of a notable price drop ahead. All right, so again, this is why I keep asking the question, what is your correction plan? What is your correction plan? Now, I don't think it would be a bad idea for people to try to get a whole Bitcoin during the correction, but you should at least have a percentage, right? Like during the correction, I want to try to at least get, 25% of a Bitcoin or whatever. Shout out to Carl. Carl just said Michael Saylor is used to large numbers due to his bank account. Facts. Facts. Seriously, man, what do y'all think? Let me ask you guys this question. Does an $80,000 Bitcoin become affordable to you? More affordable? So just imagine if you could strategically target and increase your holding, taking advantage of this quote unquote slow time in the market. See, like, believe it or not, how this isn't really risk. This is one of the understandings of the volatility. Don't look at it like Bitcoin is crashing. Just look at it like Bitcoin is making itself affordable for you for a limited amount of time. Oh my goodness, the market crashed. No. This is just one of those periods where it's a lot of fruit on the tree. You can hurry up and get you some. But people have their psychology wrong, and because their psychology is wrong, it doesn't allow them to make the proper decisions. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin is so volatile. How is Bitcoin volatile when it does the same thing? All it does is grow. It's consistent. It's not volatile. It's consistent. It just has a pathway that people don't quite understand. People keep saying that Bitcoin is a volatile asset. It's only volatile based on what time frame you're looking at it within. If you're looking at lifespan, over the lifespan, it's not volatile. Over the lifespan, Bitcoin has done one thing, and that's the increase in value. How is that volatile? So even the idea of Bitcoin's volatility can be subjective. Because when people ask me, is Bitcoin volatile? I say no, Bitcoin is not volatile. Bitcoin follows a pattern, and Bitcoin has consistently increased in value. And also, increasing in value was what Bitcoin was created to do. So not only is it not volatile, it's consistent with its mission and vision, which should also account for something. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. The idea of Bitcoin is to hold it. It's to hold it. There's a reason why the term hold is associated with it. If you hold it, you won't lose anything. Holding it takes out the volatility for yourself. You only introduce volatility when you try to time the market. Why are you timing a market on an asset where the instruction manual, literal, says to hold? I mean, think about it. This is human introduced volatility. Never sell your Bitcoin. I'm dealing with volatility because I'm selling Bitcoin. Refer to the first sentence. Somebody make it make sense. The fact that there's market speculation with Bitcoin shows that people don't know how to follow instructions. Most people can't follow instructions properly. Now, and then when another thing, when people do decide to sell, they make the decision to sell at the worst possible time. They don't even use any rules or fundamentals. I'm just selling. I lost money. You didn't lose money. You know exactly where your money went. Losing something is when you don't know what happened to it. You know exactly what happened. You bought Bitcoin at a bad time. You sold it at a bad time. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. But like the thing is that nobody really presses people on any of that. They kind of just let people get away with just saying whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said, I always ask people what are their goals when trying to enter the market. Most people don't know anything past they want more money. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. So I'm gonna ask you guys, what are you guys' goals? You know, we got our little thing going on, but you know, that's the Discord exclusive, right? What are you guys' goals? Carlton crazy. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, buy high and sell low. Hashtag strange behavior. Bro, it's strange behavior, bro. It's strange behavior. You get done reading the Bitcoin white paper, and the first thing you say is, let's go sell this thing. Really? You hear everybody sitting there saying, hold, and this is based on supply constraints and yada, 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 and proof of work and limited supply. And the first thing that you think about is to hold it? Or, I mean, the first thing you think about is to sell it? Strange flex, bro. That's another one of them strange flexes. The strange flexes starting to add up, man. Them strange flexes starting to add up. We are referring to the price action of December when Bitcoin reached a record high above $108,000, but ended negatively below 94,000, registering its first monthly loss since August. Okay. The two-way price action formed a bearish reversal candlestick pattern called the quote-unquote shooting star on the monthly chart. The candle features a long upper wick or shadow reflecting a substantial gap between the high and the open for the given period, paired with a small body representing a minimal difference between the open and the close. The wick needs to be at least twice the size of the body, and the lower wick could be minuscule at best. In Bitcoin's case, the upper wick is nearly 4 times bigger than the body with the tiny lower wick. Okay. The shape of the shooting star shows that buyers initially drove prices higher, only for sellers to take control near highs and push prices below the opening level, hinting at renewed bearishness in the market. The bears potentially in control, explains CMT's Association Level 3 textbook, shedding light on the psychology behind the shooting star pattern. So again, they're bridging in the psychology, and this is what I'm saying. All this stuff is just tracking of human psychology. That's one of the reasons why the market a lot of times seems to not make sense. And again, I wouldn't say that any of these assets are volatile. None of this stuff is volatile. These markets, these charts, they actually measure human volatility. Humans are volatile. Not these assets. humans are volatile. And that's one of the things that Bitcoin does is Bitcoin absorbs that volatility, because that volatility is necessary in order to properly represent supply and demand and create a actual pure price. So it's just funny, you know, people will say, well, this asset is volatile. No, it's not. You're sitting here telling me about how retail investors panic sell. Bitcoin didn't panic, do anything. You know what I'm saying? It just sat there. So again, like a lot of this is like people don't really understand the human animal. People don't really understand the human machine. You know what I'm saying? The shooting star has appeared after a notable uptrend from $70,000 to $100,000, warning of a potential bearish reversal ahead, which would be confirmed if prices dip below the December low of 91,186. That's the level to defend for the bulls. Note that similar candles with longer upper wicks have marked previous bullish market tops. Short-term pain. That pain is so good. You know what I'm saying? That pain, that good short-term pain. Oh, man. Shout out to my man, Keep It 100. What's good with it, bro? That's that good short-term pain right there. That's when you be like, ooh, that shit hurt so good. Oh, that shit hurt so good. That shit hurt good. So now it says the cautious message of the latest shooting star fits the broader macroeconomic landscape, indicating challenging time for risk assets. It's primarily driven by recent hawkish symbols from the Fed, coupled with rising treasury yields and a strengthening dollar index. All right. Analysts, however, are confident that the Fed will walk back on its recent decision to signal fewer rate cuts for 2025, ensuring a bullish, broader trajectory for Bitcoin and risk assets in general. My prediction for 2025 is simple: higher. Nothing has fundamentally changed since November 5th. February will be the best performing month, with the recent Fed hawkishness still holding broader markets back short term. Trader and analyst Alex Kruger said on X. The Fed will swing back dovish sometimes in quarter one, with traders pricing more cutbacks in, Kruger said. Okay. So that's interesting. Right? That's interesting. Now, here's another price prediction. This price prediction is Bitcoin will hit $400,000. Yeah, shout out to Windows and Rug. Bring me that sweet pain, baby. Yeah, bring me that sweet pain. Hurt me so good. You know what I'm saying? Hurt me so good. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Here's the thing when it comes to all these price predictions. I think all of these price predictions are equally likely, and what increases their likelihood is the scenario, right? So I think what people should do is, when people are talking about these price predictions, they should predict these prices and link them with some type of event or some type of reason why they think that the price might get where it might get. Because I think that all of these explanations are actually reasonable. But the thing is that they're all associated with different factors behind the prediction. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. Also, please share the stream to your social media. So let me ask you guys this. What's the scenario that could create a $400,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025? What's the most likely $400,000 Bitcoin creation scenario? Somebody let me know. A leading cryptocurrency firm that focused or a leading cryptocurrency firm that forecasted Bitcoin's price would surge next year, fueled by President-elect Donald Trump's proposal for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Crypto company Blockware Solutions sees that Bitcoin could hit $400,000 per coin in a bull run if the proposed Bitcoin reserve pushes through, or still reach $150,000 if a bearish trend, if the prospect does not materialize. And either one of these, you know, it is what it is, right? 150, if you ask me, that's actually kind of conservative because it's less than 2x. You know what I'm saying? It's less than 2x. All right. Let's see what else they got. Price surge in 2025. Blockware Solutions. Oh, my bad. The crypto firm added that the proposed strategic Bitcoin reserve, Federal Reserve policies under the Trump administration, and corporate adoption would all influence the price of the top coin, noted that in any scenario, it would be a lot higher than it is today. And that I agree with. The company predicted that the current Bitcoin price of 94,981 could skyrocket, you see this, by more than 300% to $400,000 in a bull market, or increase by 58% to $150,000 in a bear market. And if you ask me, these are equally likely. These are factors outside of Bitcoin. How many people agree that these things are equally likely? If you guys agree these are equally likely, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. I think that these things are equally likely. Okay. So, yeah, see, check this out. Blockware. New Blockware Intelligence Research Report. Last year, we predicted that Bitcoin would hit $100,000 this year. We were right. Here's our prediction for 2025. Bear, $150,000. Base, $225,000. Bull, $400,000. So they got three. So they got them listed by scenario. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen, man. I appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. We got the first for the goal on the board. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love for funding the organization, being the first on the board, and she just bought y'all love. She just bought y'all love.
In Springfield, there
don't push me, ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the... Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me when my cat is coughing up like a hairball. I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you take my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit. Where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there. It's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing in the where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he clipped with that? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And they got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat.
Drop that cat.
Drop that cat. Drop that chat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. All right. So now, possible scenarios. Blockware Solutions listed 3 possible scenarios for the price of Bitcoin next year, and they put them all on that tweet. All right. So I don't think we really need to go over that because that's something summarized it pretty well. All of those prices, I'm cool with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with all of that. Now, MicroStrategy's bought more Bitcoin. Imagine that, right? Is anybody shocked? We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin ETFs, all right? And I forget who put this in the chat. Shout out to the Discord. I forget who put this in the chat, all right? But there was an article that was posted on Binance, all right? And we're going to show this. Breaking, 80% of Japanese banks are set to adopt XRP by 2025. All right, now, what is that going to do for XRP price movement? In a groundbreaking development for cryptocurrency and blockchain sectors, 80% of Japanese banks are set to integrate XRP, the digital cryptocurrency developed by Ripple, into their operations by 2025. This move signals a major shift in the global financial landscape as Japan continues to solidify its position as a hub for blockchain innovation and crypto adoption. Okay? Why is this important? Japan has long been at the forefront of cryptocurrency adoption with a regulatory environment that is both crypto-friendly and progressive. The decision to integrate XRP by such a significant percentage of the country's banking institution reflects growing trust in the potential blockchain technology to revolutionize cross-border payments, remittances, and liquidity management. Here is why this development is a game changer. All right, so these are the things that we need to pay attention to. XRP as a bridge currency. XRP was specifically designed to facilitate quick, cheap, efficient cross-border transactions. It is unique on-demand liquidity model, and it allows banks to transfer funds across borders without the need for pre-funded accounts, greatly reducing transaction costs and enhancing speed. As 80% of Japanese banks adopt XRP, the currency will likely become a cornerstone of international financial flows. Now, let me ask you guys this question. If XRP has high volume traffic and use like that, what is that about to do? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Facts. Facts. Like I said, they're talking some crazy price predictions. Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. No doubt, bro. Well, hey, we're going to benefit from this. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, all the people that's going to be, you know, nickel and diamond later on in the year, you know, we just going to be looking at them like they crazy. We're just going to be looking at them like they crazy. So now here it says increased institutional adoption. It's the same thing that we got going on with Bitcoin. This widespread adoption of XRP by major Japanese banks will likely serve as a model for other global financial institutions. XRP is already seen as a powerful tool for improving the speed and efficiency of payment systems, and with such large proportion of Japan's banking sector on board, it could become a standardized solution for banks worldwide. Enhanced financial inclusion. By leveraging XRP, these banks could drastically reduce cost remittances, particularly for international transfers. Japan has a large expatriate and migrant worker population, and adopting XRP could make cross-border money transfers cheaper and faster for millions of people. Boost Ripple's global footprint. Ripple has already seen strong demand from financial institutions across the globe, but this major step in Japan represents a massive validation for its blockchain solutions. As Japan is one of the largest economies in the world, this move could pave the way for even greater XRP adoption across Asia and the rest of the world. Now, let me ask y'all this. How many people have been to the Ripple website? Ripple is giving away grants. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for programmers. Ripple is hiring. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is what everybody wants to know, right? This is what everybody wants to know right here. What does this mean for Ripple's price? Integration of XRP into 80% of Japan's banks by 2025 could have profound effects on the price of XRP. What kind of effects? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen says, so where's the first Blacklight Revelations Industrial Convention going to be held at? I vote Costa Rica. It's going to be a place where the only known way to get there is with latitude and longitude. You're going to be like, yeah, it's 50 degrees due west and 70 degrees due east. It ain't gonna have no address, no none of that. Just longitude and latitude. People be like, this place ain't even on the map. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What does this mean for XRP's price? The integration of XRP into 80% of Japan's banks by 2025 could have profound effects on the price of XRP. Here's how. Increased demand. As more banks and financial institutions adopt XRP, the demand for the digital asset is likely to grow. The more it is used in real-world transactions, the higher its perceived utility, potentially driving up its value. Institutional support. The widespread institutional adoption of XRP by Japanese banks could signal a new wave of institutional investment in XRP, as financial institutions typically prefer assets with strong institutional backing and real-world utility. Market confidence. When large-scale entities like Japan's banks back XRP, it boosts market confidence and could lead to a surge in retail interest. This confidence could translate into significant price gains for XRP as it becomes increasingly viewed as safe and reliable asset for cross-border payments. All right. So this is where we are right now. $2.45. It is believed, right? It is believed that Ripple has the potential to go to about $27 a share by the end of the year. $27 a coin, I should say, by the end of the year. Now, I had no plan of doing this, but since this is here and since I mess with this, we're going to take a quick look at it. They got a peppy price prediction 2024 through 2030. So let's see what they're talking about here with Peppy. Let me ask y'all this question. Where is Peppy going? Where is Peppy going? Let me know what you guys think. We're going to talk about Peppy real quick. We are going to talk about Peppy real quick. As Peppy continues to gain traction in the cryptocurrency market, 2024 could serve as a pivotal year for its growth and adoption. If the token establishes itself as a strong investment choice, favorable market conditions could lead to significant price appreciation. Below is a detailed analysis of Peppy's price projections for 2024 and beyond. All right, so let's see what they're talking about for 2025. Bullish scenario. All right. If market sentiment and investor confidence align favorably, Peppy's price could reach 0.00005 by the end of 2025. Such a scenario would likely be driven by sustained interest, market momentum, and potential developments in the broader crypto ecosystem. Bearish scenario: if unfavorable sentiment develops or broader market trends shift negatively, Peppy's price could decline to 0.00007. All right. I don't know. I think that I don't think that Pepe's going anywhere. And I think that 0.00005 is a little bit, I think that's kind of conservative. The way that Pepe grows, the way that Pepe has a strong community behind it, I don't really, I see Pepe doing real well. I don't really see it stagnating like what they're saying there, you know? Now, do you guys remember that news? Shout out to John Hill. John Hill said, what about Shiba? I think Shiba's, I think that most of those meme coins, most of the solid meme coins, Shiba, Pepe, Mog, even Dogelon, Mars, a lot of those meme coins, Bonk, those have solid communities behind them. And I think that they're just going to continue to grow. I think we're just going to see similar to what happened with Dogecoin with a lot of those. That's what's happening with Pepe. Now, the thing is that a lot of times people think that they're going to just blow up overnight. And then they'll turn around and say, well, I was told this is going to blow up overnight. Yeah, nobody here is saying anything's going to blow up overnight. You know what I'm saying? I think that they have potential. And the reason why I think that they have potential is because, to me, they've already proven their point. They've already shown that they have sustainable staying power. You know what I'm saying? They've already weathered many storms. They're competing among the top cryptocurrencies. These coins are not a joke. Dogecoin may have started out as a joke, but the returns that it got yesterday and that it's been getting, and it outperformed Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? The metrics behind Doge show that Doge is not a joke. You know? Bitcoin ETFs approach $110 billion as analysts calls $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025. So we got more ETF money flowing in, right? In addition to the ETF money, we have a prediction that came with it. Lucky us, right? Lucky us. We got a prediction that came with it. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash the like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell. Please share the stream to your social media. All right. Bitcoin ETFs approach $110 billion as analysts call $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025. US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs now hold over 5.7% of the entire Bitcoin supply, with analysts seeing it as a price catalyst towards $200,000. Okay? People keep buying. People keep buying. People keep buying. While people keep buying and buying and buying, the supply is going down, down, and down. The supply is going down, down, and down. Okay? If the supply is going down, then that means that the price is definitely going to go back up. US-based spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds are nearing a significant milestone following breaking record growth during 2024 as Bitcoin crossed the $100,000 price level. Now, let me ask you guys this. If US-based spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds are nearing a significant milestone following record-breaking growth during 2024, why is the news continuously reporting how bad the ETFs are doing, saying that they're just bleeding money out all over the place? Yeah, shout out to John Hill. Supply and demand. You know what's going. You know we know what's up. Yeah, facts, bro. Yep. The U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs are just 2.2% or 2.2 billion away from crossing 110 billion in cumulative holdings, which makes up over 5.7% of the extreme Bitcoin supply. Dune data shows. Okay. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, dominates the U.S. Bitcoin ETF market. The firm's iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF holds more than 542,000 Bitcoin, valued at $51.5 billion, accounting for 47.9% of the market share among all Bitcoin ETFs. Now, this is one of the reasons why I kept trying to tell people to get into this, right? This is a pivotal time. If you ask me, if this wealth here is left on the table purposely, to me, this is when it comes to the quote unquote racial wealth gap, this is a total lockout of the racial wealth gap. If you decide to sit by and ignore this, and you don't try to use this to benefit your wealth generation ability, and you let it pass by, I think that's the wrap. That's a checkmate right there. Because this is going to generate so much money across so many different people. The barrier of ever slowing that down is done. It's over with. So, I don't know why anybody would do that, but that's what people are doing, y'all. Yeah, shout out to John Hill. Y'all better listen to John Hill. John Hill says, yeah, don't miss out on this. It won't happen again. Facts. But I wouldn't waste your breath, John. I wouldn't waste your breath. Any extra energy that you got, I would put it towards Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bitcoin is going to perform for you. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you can't have the expectation that other people will perform for you. If you do that, you mess around and get let down every single time. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Bitcoin to $200,000 in 2025. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is poised to bring more institutional adoption in 2025 thanks to simplifying access for large investors, according to Ryan Lee, chief analyst at BitGet Research. The new ETF milestone and BlackRock's growing fund could propel Bitcoin to $200,000 during 2025, the analyst told Cointelegraph. Long-term projections suggest sustained growth, with some forecasts placing Bitcoin's value at $200,000 by 2025. All right. However, the trajectory will be influenced by regulatory developments, market dynamics, and the broader economic conditions, Lee added. All right. So look at this. We should look at this, and we could probably look at this later, right? So I'm going to just pull this article right now, right? Top crypto investments in 2025. Bitcoin, AI projects, tokenized assets. Okay. We're going to start making some diversification lists. Now, again, shout out to everybody, right? I've been asking this question and nobody really has addressed it. And I want to know how you guys plan on addressing it. What is your correction plan? What is your correction plan? If we are forced, if Bitcoin happens to be kind to us and dip back down to low 90s, high 80s, how will you be positioned to get as much of a Bitcoin as you can? There you go. Yeah, shout out to Win Loser Rug. Shout out to Kareem. Shout out to Tia. Yeah. You want to make sure you have as much liquidity available to be able to take advantage of as much of that low price as you can. So if I was everybody, I would start making sure that I get that together now and keep doing that until the correction comes. And when the correction comes, hit the bullseye. Hit the bullseye. Okay? Like I said, the moment I have enough money in my portfolio to get a whole Bitcoin, I'm getting a whole Bitcoin and starting my portfolio all over again. I'm getting a whole Bitcoin, and then I'm starting my portfolio all over again. That's my plan. And believe it or not, I actually think that that's possible. Yeah, facts. Takes money to buy money. Yeah, definitely buy. Facts. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Step 1, 40x leverage short on Sol. Facts. Super facts. And this is what I'm saying. We have to come up with strategic pathways to be able to hit our goals. Strategic pathways. It just makes me so angry when I hear people say they can't do something. This is one of the reasons, like, I sit around and, like, I think I'm like, if something bad was happening to somebody in the world, they would just sit there and let it happen to themselves. Like, they wouldn't even fight back. They wouldn't even try to get away. They would just sit there and peacefully allow themselves to get taken out. Man, you got me bent. I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to try to do anything. I may not have no $80,000, $90,000 cash, but I tell you what, though, I'll put something together that look like it. I'll put something together that looks like it, because I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm not going to compromise my goal. I'm not going to compromise my task orientation. I'm not compromising on none of that. I don't care what it is that's in front of me. We're gonna find out a way to get it. Yeah, shout out to John Hill. Go big or go home. Facts. If I had that Brooklyn Queen, I would actually, me personally, now mind you, this ain't financial advice, I would actually do that. Matter of fact, I've done it before, but not to buy a whole Bitcoin. I did it before because I had IRA or 401k at an old job that wasn't making any money, and I was like, man, I could just throw this up on Coinbase. So I took some out, and that was when I was younger. You know, I spent a little bit of it, kicked it, and then put the rest in the into Coinbase. Shout out to Keep It 100. Keep It 100. Say I'm finna be Scrooge McDuck, bro. I ain't even mad at it. Me too. You about to be uppity Scrooge McDuck. You about to be uppity Scrooge McDuck with the gloves on and the monocle. I think like monocles is like the pinnacle sign of uppityness. Like when you see somebody with a handkerchief in their pocket, cufflinks, and a monocle, you know that person uppity. Like that's just a telltale sign. This is an uppity individual right here. They got all this on. You know what I'm saying? They got all that on, man. You uppity. So now here it says, however, the trajectory will be influenced by regulatory developments, market dynamics, and broader economic conditions, Lee added. However, Bitcoin still needs to gain another 4.1% to recover above the $100,000 psychological mark, which is funny they keep saying this, but like Bitcoin is already like it's done it more than once already, and every time it does it, it hit a new all-time high. But they just it's the expectations on Bitcoin just be so unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't a million X in a day. You had a horrible day. Like the Bitcoin expectations, the standard that Bitcoin is held to is ridiculous compared to any other any other currency or any other asset. Bitcoin only increased 170% in 2025. It had a horrible year. Like, seriously? Bitcoin's worst performances are better than the best performances of everything else. You know what I'm saying? How many people would agree? Bitcoin's worst performances are better than everybody else's. They do Bitcoin like Michael Jordan scored 100 points a game, you know what I'm saying, and his field goal percentage was 45%. He had a horrible game. That's how they do Bitcoin. It's wild. It's bizarre. Like the cognitive dissonance is real. You know what I'm saying? The cognitive dissonance of this shit is real. Bitcoin's price faces significant resistance at 97,600 and 99,000. A potential rally above 99,000 would liquidate over $1 billion worth of leverage short positions, CoinGlass data shows. Okay. So, yeah, man, again, the money keeps flowing. You know what I'm saying? It's not stopping. I keep trying to tell everybody this, man. It ain't going nowhere except for up. And people should be on that ride up. People could benefit from this, man. But, you know, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what be going on with people, man. I don't know what be going on in their heads. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong with them. But I tell you what, though, you better believe that I'm definitely going to be on the right side of this. And I would advise everybody else to as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to ask y'all this question. What y'all think about, like, either tonight or Sunday? It's going to be late night, so y'all going to have to catch it. You know what I'm saying? For a call-in show. If y'all want tonight or tomorrow for a call-in show, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. I'm trying to get this thing off the screen. Of course, it ain't coming off. And hit the like button if y'all haven't hit the like button yet. It's still a lot of stuff that we need to discuss. You know what I'm saying? But I got stuff I got to do. So, you know what I'm saying? Your boy got to wind it down a little bit. But, you know, we'll be back. But, yeah, now shout out to Keep It 100, right? This is similar. It's funny that you mentioned that. I had mentioned this a long time ago, right? But this is similar to what MicroStrategies does. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons, like, when I first found out about Michael Saylor, I was like, man, this dude is literally doing the same thing that I said to do a long time ago. Like I said, I told people, I was like, yo, listen, man. Now, mind you, this ain't financial advice, YouTube manual reviewer. Shout out to my man, Bronzy God. What's good with you, bro? Shout out to AJ. What's good with you, bro? I was like, yo, Bitcoin increases at like 100% every year. The worst credit card is like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe like, I don't know, like 50% APY. So you still gonna make a 50% profit if you just keep buying Bitcoin and pay back the credit card. Buy Bitcoin, pay back the credit card. Buy Bitcoin, pay back the credit card. Buy Bitcoin, pay back the credit card. If I had a home equity line of credit, bro, I would have been bought Bitcoin. Matter of fact, if I had a home equity line of credit, I would never even spend none of my cash on crypto. I would just only buy crypto with my home equity line of credit and then pay that shit back. I would put my cash, I would buy either more crypto with my cash or do something with the cash. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something real quick. Oh man, shit! I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Trying to find. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, let me see. Let's actually look at this real quick because Keep It 100 brought up a good point, and I just want to show you that people have discovered, like they've discovered that method, and now they're exploiting it. You're starting to now see these companies that have quote unquote Bitcoin balance sheets, right? The Bitcoin balance sheets. Borrowing against Bitcoin essentially creates a damn near risk-free loan. If you understand how Bitcoin works and you put it up against 4 to 8 years and you understand how the halving cycle works, you've essentially created a risk-free loan by mixing Bitcoin with a debt, because Bitcoin outpaces any financial instrument anywhere. That's the fundamental property of Bitcoin. It outpaces all financial instruments in all financial directions at all times simultaneously. Bitcoin depreciates faster than anything depreciates. It appreciates faster than anything appreciates. While doing all of this, it maintains a constant upward trajectory. So if along its travels, you can catch it while it's down, buy it, catch it while it's up, get the equity off of it. You utilize the volatility at each, as Michael Saylor said, quote unquote, oscillation. And this is what I've been trying to tell. I said, people don't understand. Y'all don't understand how this shit works. Like, you don't understand it in terms of like being a component part of a machine. It has a purpose, like a catalytic converter. You know what I'm saying? You put the Bitcoin inside of your financial vehicle, right? And then you utilize shit like debt as a catalytic converter to control the volatility of the gas and the combustion and shit, so that you can turn the temperature up and down and benefit from the volatility. Like, the volatility is what makes Bitcoin valuable. Imagine if you had, like, you could be, look, they haven't even, bro, listen, do you understand? Like, they haven't even, they've only examined the front end of Bitcoin. You don't even understand the kind of tax benefits you can get by purposely selling part of your Bitcoin at a loss. Like, you could sell your Bitcoin at a loss, shave off tax benefit, keep that tax benefit, and then buy the Bitcoin back. They're only dealing with forward, like, gain-based Bitcoin strategy. They're not even looking at loss-based Bitcoin strategy, because you could actually benefit on timing the losses right too, to avoid tax penalty. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that most people just don't really understand how it works. Like, they don't have that spatial conception. They don't have that spatial concept of it. So they can't get it. They can't get it because Bitcoin is multi-dimensional. It's affected by multiple markets all at the same time in every direction. But they don't get it, though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Keep It 100 for enforcing the likes. I appreciate you, bro. You know, this that shit that make people money. This that shit that make people independent. So, you know, it ain't gonna be too many, you know, you hit the like button as much as you want to, but you know what I'm saying? Not too many people gonna come in and come through. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come in and, you know what I'm saying, be like, oh, they talking about this, oh, they talking about that. And then they're gonna bounce. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they've been trained to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Real Women Don't Do Nonsense. What's good with it? That's what a lot of folks been trained to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't really been trained to think all like that. They start needing all kind of Tylenol and ibuprofen, feeling like they had a stroke like they broke their brain. Oh my Lord, I ain't really trying to think all like that. Bro, one time I had somebody actually tell me I'm not trying to think all like that. I didn't know what to say. Like I was just like, okay, all right. My bad. Did you feel forced? You know? Imagine that though, like telling somebody you got to take a time out from thought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't mad at it. Shout out to Keep It 100. Keep It 100 said buying against equity is how I built my traditional portfolio. Yeah, it's a strategy, bro. Definitely a strategy. Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9. Lloyd Sky 9 said, this is for those with a true knack for future success. 10 to 20 plus year outlooks up in here. Yeah. And you know, a lot of these cats, bro, like they only on that immediate gratification. Like they can't keep it together to concentrate and see something through, you know, on a 5 to 10 time year, on a 5 to 10 year window. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they end up getting what they got, which is nothing. You know what I'm saying? MicroStrategy's bullish call skew disappears in cautious market sentiment. The record bullish skew in options on the company has seen a leveraged play on Bitcoin has vanished as the Bitcoin tailwind driven by the treasury asset narrative loses momentum. I don't know if that's necessarily true. That's an interesting perspective. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. And the thing is Bitcoin is involved in so much. I mean, you go from the strategic reserve to the ETFs. Matter of fact, we don't even know how much, you know, like the ETFs might end up having more Bitcoin than the United States. Because they already got so many. BlackRock already got over 500,000. There's not even going to be any more Bitcoin to sell. Probably in the next 2 or 3 years, you ain't even going to be able to buy Bitcoin on the exchanges. And I'm telling you, some exchange is going to get in trouble probably because they're going to find out that some exchange was lying and they didn't really have all the Bitcoin they say they got. Somebody going to get in trouble. Watch. Somebody definitely finna get in trouble. But for the most part, yo, the Bitcoin, for the most part, man, they go, man. People had about 14 years to get as many Bitcoin as they wanted to. Now the big dogs is in there. You got MicroStrategies in America. You know what I'm saying? Buying Bitcoin like they meme coins. You got these people out here buying Bitcoin like it's damn Dogecoin. Man, the Bitcoin supply about to be gone in like 2 years. MicroStrategies and BlackRock both hold more Bitcoin than what's going to be put out in the next halvings. Shout out to Eric Jenkins. None to buy. That's a crazy thought, bro. It's realistic and it's right around the corner. Let's break down the math. How many Bitcoin are there? Shout out to the comment section. How many Bitcoin are there? Somebody let me know. $21 million, right? That's it. Shout out to Eric. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. 21 million. Now let's do the math. How many left to be produced? It's 19 million in circulation, right? Known at least. So that means it's only 2 more coming off the it's only 1 million more that's going to be produced, and then that's it. It's no more production of Bitcoin. That's it. It's over. Right? Now, if there's one company, if there's more than one company actually that already has the amount of what's coming off of the next cycle, the next halving cycle, and it gets smaller by half each time. In the United States, look at this. The United States wants to get a $1 million Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? For one, there's only 1 million unminted Bitcoin left, right? And for two, if all Bitcoin are held, right? If all Bitcoin are held at any given moment, only the new ones coming off the mine are assumed to be not held, right? Only the ones coming off the mine are assumed to be not held. If America wants to buy 1 million Bitcoin, it's going to take them forever if they were buying 100% of all the coins. But what you're going to see in the future is that it's never going to be a single competition buy for a Bitcoin ever again. Starting very soon, every Bitcoin buy will be an actual bid because there's not going to be any more. There's not going to be any more. Okay? What happens when there's not any more Bitcoin? That shouldn't be something that you ever have to worry about because hopefully you got yours. Whether it's a whole one, whether it's a couple percentage of one, and you're good. You're chilling, finishing out your days with life-changing amounts of wealth and prosperity. That's the idea, right? The idea is for you to round this thing out and be one of the new elites, right? Not round this thing out and ask yourself, what am I doing here? And how did I miss out on all this? That's the last thing you want. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. You see that? New Bitcoins, 900 per day. It's only 900 Bitcoins a day. 900 Bitcoin being produced a day. And you got Michael Saylor, you know what I'm saying, just on any given day deciding to buy 50 and 60,000. Then the United States will say they want to buy some. China say they want some. Russia say they want some. There's not any anymore, bro. They're gone. People just don't realize it yet. The prices just haven't reflected it yet. This is going to be one of those things the public hears about it. It'll be a fad. And then the price will skyrocket so high, literally everyone's head will spin. They won't even know what hit them. Remember we were talking about Bitcoin on the news yesterday? Well, last night the price skyrocketed to $5 million. That's it. End of discussion. You completed the game. Congratulations. Credits rolling. That's where we are. And I tell you what, that is definitely how I'm trying to end my 2025. Matter of fact, that's how I'm going in my 2025. That's how I'm going in my 2025. And anybody who also wants to end a 2025 like that, you're welcome to come along for the ride. But you're paying for your own gas fees. You know what I'm saying? You're paying for your own gas fees because I got Bitcoin to buy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that came through, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen for being a stream sponsor. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love because y'all already know without the stream sponsors, ain't no streams. Make sure y'all let me know about the time that y'all want to try to get that call-in show done. You know what I'm saying? I get that shit together. All right. Your boy got stuff to do. I'll be back later, possibly with either with a regular stream or a call-in stream, depending on what time y'all want it at. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, hey, okay, I'm fresh about the package. Sign my deal, I pay my dues, affiliated to this paper. I need freedom for my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinates. Hopped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red, it's not one trillion. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy, I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, you're right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Get out, ball it, block it. Trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life. Don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you're right. Real all in my blood supply. To get ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-sign and no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign. If I say it twice and I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign. You know, co-sign and no co-pilot. They pentiles, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.